Welcome to tonight's team debate. Is feminism still helping women? Two thoughtful teams, one big question. Team Pro-Feminism believes feminism is still a crucial force for justice. Team Against Modern Feminism argues it has lost its way. Four unique voices, each with lived experience, insight, and conviction. Let's begin.
Feminism is not a monolith. It's a movement that evolves, and must evolve, with society. From the vote to education to reproductive rights, feminism has shaped the lives of millions of women. In the digital age, we're now fighting new battles. Online harassment, wage gaps in tech, algorithmic bias. Feminism isn't perfect, but it's still the most powerful framework we have to make gender justice real.
Feminism was once a force for liberation, but today, it's become an ideology that often silences dissent and overlooks the complexity of gender in modern life. Men's mental health, boys falling behind in education, custody battles, these aren't side issues. They're human issues. A movement that claims to advocate equality must serve all, not just one narrative.
I'm not a scholar. I'm a dad, a mechanic, and someone who's seen how women, like my daughter, my wife before she passed, get treated differently, unfairly, sometimes invisibly. Feminism helped open my eyes. It gave me words for what I'd seen my whole life but couldn't name. So, yeah, to me, feminism's still doing its job.
I used to call myself a feminist, until I felt left behind by it. I built a business, raised a kid alone, and felt judged for not checking the right ideological boxes. Modern feminism talks about choice, but too often, it punishes women who make the wrong one. I'm not anti-woman. I'm anti-labels that divide instead of unite.
Feminism has helped criminalize marital rape, protect women from workplace discrimination, and create language for things like gaslighting and microaggressions. That's not divisive. That's empowering. If you can't name injustice, you can't fight it. Feminism gives women and men that language.
Back in my shop, my apprentice Maria had to prove herself 3 times over just to be taken seriously. Feminism didn't fix it all, but it gave me the framework to advocate for her. I didn't know what bias or patriarchy meant before. Now I call it out when I see it.
But how often does feminism call itself out? Today's movement often discourages internal critique. Try saying, men deserve spaces to talk about their struggles, and you're labeled anti-woman. Any belief system that sees questioning as betrayal is closer to dogma than liberation.
Feminism helped once, sure, but now it pushes unrealistic messages that women should hustle, lead, mother, look flawless, and never complain. Who's benefiting from that? Big brands selling empowerment merch? I've seen more burnout than breakthroughs.
My daughter's mixed race. She's queer. She needs feminism that includes her, not just rich, white, college-educated voices. Is it messy? Yeah, but real inclusion is always messy.
Exactly. Feminism today is more inclusive than ever, of race, class, disability, sexuality. It's not perfect, but no movement is. The alternative is letting the loudest, most privileged define womanhood. Again.
But inclusion isn't the same as clarity. The more feminism tries to be everything to everyone, the more it loses meaning. Intersectionality should reveal truth, not dilute it. We need better conversations, not bigger labels.
I tried joining a feminist meetup as a single mom who didn't go to college. I left feeling like an outsider. One woman told me I'd internalized patriarchy for wanting a partner. Seriously? Inclusion shouldn't mean indoctrination. I came for sisterhood, not a struggle session.
Feminism's job isn't done. Look at Afghanistan. Look at the U.S. rollback on abortion rights. Look at how AI reflects gender bias. Feminism isn't outdated. It's urgently needed.
And it's got to be accessible, not academic. Talk to regular people. Meet them where they are. I'm still learning and I'll mess up, but I'd rather walk with women than walk away. If my daughter is safer, freer, more respected, that's my feminism working.
Let's be honest. The future needs humanism, not feminism. A vision where both boys and girls thrive without blame, without shame. That means addressing real male pain too. Suicides, isolation, identity loss. Ignoring that isn't progressive. It's cruel.
I want equality, but I also want honesty. Feminism helps start the conversation, but maybe it's time to change the script. Let's stop clinging to movements and start building real shared solutions.
Jenna, do you think your critique is more about some feminists rather than the movement itself?
Maybe. But if a movement can't check its extremists, what does that say about its core?
You talk about men's issues, valid, but why tear feminism down instead of building your own support system?
Because feminism often blocks that support by framing men's pain as privilege. We need space that isn't filtered through that lens. Do you ever feel like feminism expects too much of you as a man to constantly prove you're one of the good ones?
Sometimes, yeah. But I'd rather try too hard to be decent than risk being silent when it matters.
Is there ever a line where feminism becomes elitist? And if so, who gets left out?
Absolutely. Feminism must keep grounding itself in real lives, not just theory. That's a fair challenge, and a necessary one.
Here's a surprising fact. In a 2023 global survey, 48% of young women said they no longer feel feminism represents them. Let's hear what both teams think.
That statistic breaks my heart and proves we must listen more. Feminism must evolve with young women, not above them.
Exactly. They're not rejecting equality. They're rejecting a brand that doesn't speak their truth anymore. We should take that seriously.
You know, sometimes I do think feminism's too academic. It's hard to follow the jargon. We need to bring it down to earth.
That's fair. I live in the language, but you live in the world. I need that reminder.
And Adam, I agree with a lot you say, but I still think some feminism has done good, just not in its current form.
Totally fair. Reform is always better than rejection, if reform is truly welcome.
Feminism isn't perfect. No movement is. But it gave me tools. It gave my daughter a voice. If we drop it now, we lose too much ground. Let's keep fixing it, not abandon it.
Feminism taught me to fight. And now I'm using that strength to say, we deserve better. Let's build something new, together, that works for all of us.
Now it's your turn. Which team made the stronger case? Pro-Feminism, Against Modern Feminism. Subscribe now to catch more exciting debates. Drop your thoughts or vote in the comments. And remember, disagreement sparks growth.